Welcome back, everyone. Next up, we have BioHarvest Sciences Inc. It trades on the OTCQB under the symbol CNVCF and on the CSE under the symbol BHSC. It is a fast-growing biotech firm that has developed a patented biocell growth platform technology capable of growing the active and beneficial ingredients in fruit and plants at an industrial scale without the need to grow the plant itself. Please welcome its CEO, Ilan Sobel. Welcome, Ilan. How are you doing today?
Good evening, Anna. Great to be here with everybody.
Well,
Great introduction.
Thank you.
You did a great job on
that. I've been hearing a lot about this type of technology, so I'm very curious to see about yours. So whenever you're ready, take it away.
Okay. So hi, everybody. Get ready for an exciting ride for the next 20, 25 minutes, and then hopefully we'll have a chance for 5 minutes of questions. So obviously, just very quickly, just looking at forward-looking statements. You can all read much faster than I can talk. And let's get into the presentation. So BioHarvest Sciences, who are we? We are a biotech company at our core. We are the global leaders in plant cell biology. And ladies and gentlemen, we stand here today at the cutting edge intersection of major global trends that are changing the world and how we live. That being health and wellness, technology, and sustainability. As global leaders in plant cell biology, because we've been doing this since 2007, when the company was established. And with the amazing resources we have with the best PhD plant cell biologists in the world, we have the capability to unlock the secrets of cellular plant biology better than any other company out there, ensuring that we're bringing to the world the next generation of science-based therapeutic solutions. We have an amazing IP portfolio, patents across critical global geographies. All our patents are process, utility, and composition. The know-how that this company has is second to none. And this is know-how, obviously, we don't put in the patents, which is so critical part of our platform technology that we're bringing to the world that's able to bring the power of the plant to the people. Because, ladies and gentlemen, at our core, what our platform technology is able to do is we are able to take any essential phytomedicinal compound from the plant, and we're able to grow these essential phytomedicinal compounds in cells. So what we do is we take cells from the original plant, cells which we believe will be able to produce the phytomedicinal compounds, and we grow these cells in large industrial scale bioreactors. And in a 21-day process, we're able to grow these cells and to get these cells to elicit, or what we call cell-licit, the critical phytomedicinal compounds. These are primary metabolites like proteins, secondary metabolites like polyphenols and antioxidants and cannabinoids. And we grow these unique phytomedicinal compounds with unique solubility, bioavailability, and ultimately efficacy. When we look at the core problem that we're solving today, we're really solving the core problem around Mother Nature. While she's able to provide critical active medicinal compounds, she's not able to do this in a way which is efficient. We have huge amount of inconsistency, and when technology gets involved, we haven't really figured it out. We're doing this in a way now that doesn't optimize the consistency, doesn't optimize efficiencies, and certainly is damaging for the environment. So what we do with our bioplant solicitation technology is that we're the only company that has industrial scale platform that's able to bring patentable plant-based therapeutic solutions, which are really able to mirror nature. So we're ensuring that we always maintain the original natural compound structure of the phytomedicinal compounds that we're growing. So it's non-GMO, which is so important today. We're full spectrum, so we're getting the power of all the cannabinoids working together, or all the polyphenols of a plant working together. And importantly, we're consistent and repeatable. And we do all of this, ladies and gentlemen, without having to grow the plant. We just take the plant once. And from the plant, we take our core cells, and then we utilize the cells in order to drive that fingerprint consistency. We have aseptic cleanliness in our bioreactors because we're growing in an aseptic environment. We have very unique composition across our overall compositions that we're growing. So not only are we mirroring nature, but we're also able to improve nature. So we're able to actually increase the levels of the different phytomedicinal compounds that we're growing much greater to what's actually found in the plant. And this unique composition, I'm going to share with you in more detail in the context of cannabis, where today we're growing composition of cannabis that you cannot grow actually from the plant itself. Compositions of cannabis with breadth of major and minor cannabinoids that you'll never see in another certificate of analysis from the plant itself. And similarly, in our VINIA product, which is our piceid resveratrol product that we currently sell in the marketplace, we're able to increase the levels of key polyphenols like piceid resveratrol by more than 100 times versus what's found from the skin of the red grape. You're not going to find a technology that has better sustainability credentials as it relates to land efficiency, water, and energy utilization. And we do this at a very low cost. In the case of cannabis, we're producing the highest grade of cannabis at the lowest cost in the industry. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, at scale, without technology, we're able to produce at significantly lower than the best in class in the industry. And importantly as well, the capital requirements for our technology are a fraction compared to similar technologies. And just to give you some perspective, we recently built a 20+ ton facility for our VINIA red grape cell dietary supplement that we're currently scaling in the US market. We spent literally $4 million to build a facility that can produce $60 million at least in revenue from direct to consumer sales every single year. It's $4 million in capex, $60 million in revenue. There are very few technologies that are able to spin and generate those kind of revenue levels with these kind of single-digit investments in one-time investment in capital. So let's talk a little bit more. Our platform has been validated across multiple different verticals. We've been able to demonstrate the power of our platform technology with growing red grape cells with a unique blend of polyphenols, which I'm going to touch on. We're about to launch in 2023 towards the back end, a unique olive cell-based product. Similarly, in 2024 with pomegranates. And next year, we're about to launch a grade of cannabis into the marketplace that the market has not seen before. And in each of these specific verticals, we are able to ensure that we are mirroring nature plus improving nature as a result of increasing the level of the critical active ingredients, as you can see here. In the case of our in the case of our VINIA product, red grape cell product, we increase the piceid resveratrol 100 times versus what's found in the skin of the red grape. And that's why, ladies and gentlemen, we are the only company in the world that can produce piceid resveratrol, which is the gold standard of resveratrol from the skin of the red grape, compared to every other company out there who's producing resveratrol from polygonum, which is Japanese knotweed. And that allows us to ensure that in every capsule You can see I'm holding a capsule here of our VINIA product. I've taken some of our product here from our Israeli market. In each of these capsules, you have the same amount of Parsi resveratrol as one bottle of red wine, no sugar, no calories, no alcohol. And we're going to talk a little bit about the unique benefits that this product is able to deliver, which has been backed up by a number of clinical trials. And in the case of cannabis, we are able to make minor cannabinoids, major cannabinoids with our unique compositions. And I'm going to show you that a little bit later in the presentation. So VINIA, ladies and gentlemen, is based on the French paradox. The French paradox talks about the fact that French people, they have a very fatty diet, lots of lipids, lots of pâtés, lots of cheeses, but they have amazing cardiovascular health. When the scientists went to understand, they realized that the really good cardiovascular health was driven from moderate consumption of red wine. Yes, that's 2 to 3 glasses of red wine every day. When they went to understand what was it inside the red wine, they realized it was from a combination of critical polyphenols. One key king polyphenol was Parsi resveratrol, working together in full spectrum with catechin, quercetin, anthocyanins, and tannins. So this is the basis of our core matrix in our VINIA product that we're currently scaling in the US market with tremendous success. And as a result of a number of clinical trials that we've done, we're a science-based company. We've done multiple clinical trials, double-blind, placebo, all published in peer-reviewed scientific journals. We are able to make a number of structure-function claims according to FDA guidelines, demonstrating really the many benefits that our VINIA product is able to deliver. And in fact, in our key clinical trial, we were able to demonstrate that after taking one capsule of VINIA every day for 90 days, we were able to increase the flow-mediated dilation of all the respondents' arteries. So we're able to increase the flow-mediated dilation of their arteries by at least 70% versus baseline. And with that increase in arterial dilation, you have more blood flow. And with increased blood flow, you have more oxygen and more nutrients flowing towards the body tissue and the organs of the body, which is able to support heart health, improve blood circulation, improve physical energy and mental alertness, support blood pressure already within normal ranges, and ensure that we're protecting the cells from oxidative damage and helping to reduce the oxidation of LDL cholesterol. So these are really important benefits because ultimately today, the consumer, specifically post-COVID, they realize the importance of blood flow and how blood flow is such a critical source of life. So we've launched this product in Israel, we sell it, and we're now scaling massively in the US. You can go online. I encourage you, go to vinia.com. You'll see right now we have close to 1,300 verified reviews with a 4.8 out of 5 rating, which is very unique within the industry. As a business today, we've given very clear guidance to our shareholders from a revenue perspective. Very few, small and medium cap companies are giving this kind of guidance. And we feel very, very confident on the guidance that we've given for 2022 to be able to drive revenue results between 5 and 7 million. And obviously, as we get to the end of the year now, we're looking and starting to feel very, very comfortable about this guidance. And 2023 is going to be a massive year for the company as we continue to scale our VINIA product, because we just started scaling this towards the end of August this year. And then obviously with the power of what we're bringing from a cannabis perspective into the North American market. The playbook also looks at bringing our VINIA product into protein bars. We're going to be launching a professional protein bar, super blood flow protein bar, which is going to have all the benefits of the plant proteins, plus 400 milligrams of VINIA, really driving that critical vascularity that people are looking for as part of a pre-workout or post-workout regime. What's important to understand with our platform technology is that because we have unique repeatability, we have unique safety around our product, as well as patentability, we're able to patent our compositions. Normally, companies in the plant, as it relates to extraction of phytomedicinal compounds from plants, they're not able to patent what they do because they're not unique compositions, because you can't really patent what comes from the plant. But because we're able to increase the levels in our technology process of the critical phytomedicinal compounds and change the ratios, we have unique patentability of composition, and we also are able to move forward with utility patentability, or in the case of, on the botanical drug side, treatment of use, actual treatment of use for the specific for a specific indication. So this allows us, these critical attributes allows us to take products like Vinia, to take our materials, our unique composition of cannabis, into the botanical drug space as a secondary potential revenue opportunity for the company. And today, ladies and gentlemen, if I give you an example, in the case of Vinia today, we have more than 20,000 customers, and it's important to understand our business is built all through an e-commerce machine. This is all direct to consumer. This is all recurring revenue. We have literally 90% of our subscription, but 90% of our business on subscription. So it's driving critical recurring revenue. And what we found from the 20,000 customers out there and all the feedback that we're getting is that they are seeing Vinia impacting their lives and addressing a number of health and wellness indications, which are all related to blood flow. So, for example, we've seen many people talk about the benefits of Vinia in the context of blood flow related issues like erectile dysfunction, which is gum disease, a lack of blood flow to the tissue around your gums, ADHD, lack of blood flow to the cerebral part of your brain, Raynaud's disease, lack of blood flow to your fingers and your toes, Meniere's disease, lack of blood flow to your actual inner ear. So what we did is 8 months ago, we hired a chief medical officer, amazing experience, Dr. Brian Kornblatt from Johns Hopkins University. And right now, we are in the process of looking at taking our Vinia product and conducting clinical trials in a number of these different areas as we look to really take the product, either increasing the breadth of scope of the benefits that we're able to deliver as a result of the blood flow benefits, or in the case of gum disease, looking to partner with major oral care companies to bring the next innovation into the oral care market, addressing gingivitis, which is a huge market, or in fact, in the case of Raynaud's disease or Meniere's disease, actually going down the path of the botanical drug process, and more to come. This is all on top of our baseline dietary supplement business, which is already, we're building a significant business with 20,000 customers today. And we're looking to get, literally north of 60, 70,000 customers towards the end of next year. We will be continuing the same play with our olive cell product, which is all about basically the benefits of the Mediterranean diet without the calories, looking at how we can basically support the reduction of LDL cholesterol and improve HDL cholesterol. And then with our pomegranate cells, which is all about anti-inflammatory support. So this shares with you the power of our business as it relates to our polyphenol antioxidant business. We, 3 years ago, embarked on leveraging the power of our platform in cannabis. And when it comes to cannabis, we really have written a new Bible, and we have literally broken biological barriers and made biological history. The cannabis market that many of you may be familiar with is today dealing with a number of different challenges. Firstly, you have significant actual pricing competition, price compression in the market. There has to be major innovation in this market from an overall composition perspective, from an overall product perspective, to be able to drive differentiation and actual pricing realization, not pricing compression. In the case of the market, you're seeing huge pressure on multi-state operators as it relates to capital and cost of capital in this environment. We need to be rethinking agriculture. We see significant pressure on the marketplace from regulators because of the enormous amount of energy consumption that cannabis, specifically indoor cannabis, is utilizing. And we're seeing cannabis operators dealing with many challenges as a result of energy price increases and overall cost of goods increases, reducing margins as we see price compression in the market. Well, our unique technology in the cannabis space is a real disruptor in this area. And it's the same platform technology where we take the plant and we're actually able to grow the cells from the plant. And in the case of cannabis, what we do is super unique because we are the only company in the world that is actually able to grow trichomes. Now, trichomes are the critical mini factories that are actually able to produce the cannabinoids, the terpenes, and flavonoids. And we've done the impossible because no other company in the world is able to grow trichomes in industrial scale bioreactors. This game changer has ensured that we today grow 93% trichomes. So we only grow the most critical part of the plant that's producing the phytomedicinal compounds. And we are able to grow our composition with unique consistency, which is so important in the cannabis world, with a density of trichomes, which is 100 to 200 times the density of trichomes versus the plant. And as a result of how we're able to not just mirror nature, but we're actually able to improve nature, we're able to develop very unique cannabinoid levels and ratios of cannabinoids that you cannot, I repeat, find in the plant. And a good example is what we released to the market on the 25th of October, where we took initial genetics, which really was a hemp CBD plant. You can see 3% total cannabinoids, of which most of it was sitting in CBD. And we put that through our system. And ladies and gentlemen, literally, we changed the world. And we took a 3% hemp product and we turned it into 36% cannabis product, with CBD going from under 3% to 18%. We took literally minuscule levels, just enzymes of THC, and pushed it up to 7.5%. And the critical varons, CBDV and THCV, which today sell as isolates for between $35,000 and $45,000 a kilo. We have very, very high levels of these varons, 4.4% of CBDV, 2.5% of THCV, and then high levels of CBN, CBC, and CBG. You've never seen a certificate of analysis that looks like this, with such a breadth of cannabinoids, where you have minor cannabinoids moving to major cannabinoid levels and very, very unique ratios. And obviously, with this kind of unique proposition and the future propositions that we'll be bringing to the market with higher levels of THC, we have unique ability to focus this on addressing major indications for medicinal cannabis, as well as obviously the recreational cannabis side. And if you take this formulation that we just released to the marketplace, this composition that we're able to produce with unique batch consistency, we're able to address major different disorders like anxiety, arthritis, pain, insomnia, all the ones in blue, which are the key drivers of cannabis consumptions when you look at cannabis consumption by medical condition. The actual product is very unique. I have some product here. Give me 1 second. I'm going to do some show and tell. A little bit impromptu here. But we have a unique actual product composition. Got my bag with goodies here. And here you can see, the actual material. This material, ladies and gentlemen, let's go to the camera a little bit, can be smoked. It can actually also be used as it relates to your classic edibles, concentrates, oils, but importantly, for the medicinal market as well. This can be easily put into capsules for people to actually consume as a capsule, specifically addressing people who are suffering from, specific medical conditions that do not want to smoke. Important to understand that when it comes to the capital efficiency of what we do, we are able to actually produce this product with unique capital efficiency. So similar to the example I gave you on Vinia, in the case of cannabis, we are able to literally produce north of 25 tons of cannabis per year with building a factory that would cost us no more than $5 million US. And this is a capital efficiency which is 7 times lower than what it costs for the best-in-class indoor growers as it relates to CapEx. And when it comes to sustainability, sustainability is at the core of our technology. And I'm very excited to say that we recently won the Business Intelligence Group 2022 Sustainability Leadership Award with companies like AstraZeneca, GM, because the world is realizing the power of our technology in its ability to really optimize the scarce resources around us. So when it comes to water productivity, we are able to grow 54 times more grams of dry flower per gallon of water. When it comes to electricity productivity, we're able to literally grow 8 times more grams of cannabis per kilowatt of electricity used. And when it comes to production intensity, we're able to grow 19 times more grams of dry flower per square foot of canopy. And it's important to understand from a cost perspective, because we're in continuous flowering all the time, and we harvest every 3 to 4 weeks. So one of our large bioreactors, which is basically, I'm about 6'2", a bioreactor is about 7 feet tall and maybe 1 to 1.25 meters wide. We're able to literally grow 8 to 9 kilos of cannabis every 3 weeks, compared to traditional indoor where you're looking at 14 to maybe 18 up to 23 weeks, and you're literally growing significantly less on a per square meter basis. So what are we doing with our strategy? We're very, very focused on our cannabis strategy on 3 major segments. We call them highways. We're going to be going after the National Hemp Highway with unique product proposition, as well as the state-by-state cannabis highway, and a very unique highway called the Federal Research and Drug Development Highway. I'm going to touch on each of them in a second. Firstly, the national hemp market continues to grow at a CAGR of 25%. It's worth $5.3 billion. 25% of sales are through e-commerce. We're going to be entering into this market with very unique product propositions. You can see on the computer screen here, we're going to be launching into the market unique hemp-based cannabinoids, so combinations of like CBD, CBDV, which you can't get in the market today, and then bringing in the power of our polyphenol world to really bring unique benefits to consumers from a health and wellness perspective. When it comes to the state-by-state cannabis highway, this is a significant market as we look at specifically a market like the US. Today, it's worth $30 billion, and it's going to be literally doubling in the next 8 years. We are currently focused on a number of key markets that we will enter with our technology. We will build facilities in these markets to comply, obviously, with the state regulations. And we are currently in conversations with key partners where we feel we have the best fit from an overall values perspective and believe that these partners can be long-term anchor partners of our company. And then lastly, in the Federal Research and Drug Development Highway, this is a very lucrative highway as the FDA starts to look at really getting their hands around bringing a level of critical science around the whole medicinal side of the cannabis space. We recently announced a major strategic partnership with Royal Emerald Pharmaceuticals. Royal Emerald Pharmaceuticals are one of only 7 companies in the US who have a DEA bulk manufacturing license. This means that they are only one of 7 companies that have a drug enforcement agency license to provide cannabis to 575 companies that basically are looking to do cannabis research for the development of drugs. And these companies are companies like pharmaceutical companies, major research and academic institutions, and government agencies. This market, as I said, is only served by 7 critical players in this market, and we've partnered with what we believe is the best player in this market to give us access to these pharma companies, best-in-class medical institutions, and government agencies. And we're really, together with Royal Emerald, we're solving all the major problems that these particular customers are dealing with today from a cannabis perspective. They're looking for batch-by-batch consistency. They're looking for patentability. And they're looking for access to full-spectrum cannabis for research, which they believe has the breadth of cannabinoids with the appropriate cannabinoid levels that is able to address a number of different medicinal indications. And that's where we're going to play a critical role in the pioneering and acceleration of the development of cannabis drug development in the United States of America. We have a super talented team. I'm very proud to say that in our organization, 50% of our workforce is above the age of 50. This means we have tremendous experience in the biotech world, in the pharma world, in the regulatory world, and in the medical world. That brings really a dream team together that's being able to really deliver significant success over the past few years. We also have a very strong advisory team, as well as a medical advisory board helping to build the direction of the company. And really, at the end of the day, we sit today at the cutting edge of technology, of science. We have a unique God-given capability that's allowed us to build this platform technology to bring the power of the plant kingdom to the people at a time where you're dealing with so many challenges from an overall health and wellness perspective, that this is the time to go back to the plant, and our technology allows major companies to be able to do that, whether we're dealing with pharma world or whether we go down this path ourselves in the area of dietary supplements. So I'm gonna stop here to take maybe a few questions. I know I've got about 4 or 5 minutes left. So over to you.
Great job. Fascinating stuff, Ilan, for sure. Let's see how many questions we can get covered in our time. Can you comment on expected VINIA sales for 2022 and looking forward to 2023?
So as I said earlier, we've given very clear guidance to the market of $5 to $7 million as it relates to revenue for the company for 2022. Where right now 4 or 5 weeks away from the end of the year, and we're looking really good as far as that guidance is concerned, and we'll be providing greater detail to our shareholder partners in probably the first 15 days of December to help them understand exactly where we will land in 2022. And 2023, as I said, it's another scale-up year. We're a company where we're all about delivering and operationalizing the business. This year, we're increasing the revenue 2.5 to 3 times. And I think, we'll be looking at similar proportions for 2023. And then obviously to continue to do this. Annaberry, we've delivered, literally quarter on quarter of double-digit growth. This is a company that, we have a very clear strategy. And one thing that, 18 years of experience at the Coca-Cola Company has taught me is how to focus, how to operationalize, and how to execute. And we continue to execute with distinction and land those top line and ultimately bottom line results for the business.
So regarding cannabis, does the Emerald announcement impact any potential agreements with the U.S. multi-state operators?
Each of these verticals that I quickly went through are very, mutually exclusive, distinct verticals. So obviously what we do with Royal Emerald is really focusing on the drug development world. It's focused on pharma companies. It's focused on government agencies. So this has nothing to do with the focus that we have on entering into a priority 1 or 2 critical states within the U.S. that we believe are the optimal states from our overall product market fit, and making sure we're finding partners that are anchor partners that we want to partner with, not just for 2 to 3 years, but partners that we want to be partners for 10, 20 years as we work to basically evolve together in this very, very dynamic industry.
So regarding drug development with VINIA, cannabis, and other projects, how might BioHarvest help bring plant-based drugs to the market, and what role will your chief medical officer play?
That's a great question. About 8 months ago, we made a conscious decision to make a very big investment to bring on board a chief medical officer. And we brought on board Dr. Brian Kornblatt, who has an amazing background, educated Johns Hopkins, has an amazing experience in the oncology side as well as in the dietary supplement side. And we did this because we saw that from thousands of consumers, we were just getting amazing feedback, which was outside of the area that all of our clinical trials were in. All of our clinical trials that we've had published are all in the cardiovascular health space. And when we started to see other blood flow related benefits that we were bringing to our consumers, we realized that VINIA had much broader applicability to people's overall health and wellness. So with Dr. Brian on board, right now we're in the final stages of finalizing a very unique pipeline of clinical pilot trials that we're going to be doing with top institutions in the US and abroad, focusing on the power of VINIA being able to address other indications which have a very, very strong correlation to the importance of blood flow. And these will really serve as an important building block and platform for us to either launch new products into the dietary supplement space with VINIA or continue the process ourselves or at the right juncture with pharma companies going down the botanical drug development path. And we can do this, Anna Berry, because of the uniqueness of our platform technology. We're able to produce with unique consistency as well as patentability, which are such important features of the drug development path.
Well, we are out of time, Ilan, but we've got tons of questions for you. So we're going to send you the questions so you can answer them on your own time, but truly fascinating stuff. And we would love for you to come back in the near future and give us some updates.
Thank you for the opportunity. And our commitment is, together with Justin, who heads up our investor relation, it's justin@bioharvest.com. We will make sure that we respond to all the questions within the next 48 hours. And if anybody has any questions, they want to come directly to myself, it's Ilan@bioharvest.com. Anna Berry, we have a service level agreement with all our investor partners that we get back to them within 48 hours. And so we look forward to the interest that's going to hopefully be derived from this presentation, and in bringing on board some new investor partners into this unique movement that we're building to change the world as we bring the power of the plant to the people in a way which really preserves the planet for the many generations to come. Thank you for the opportunity.
Wonderful. Thank you for your presentation. Okay, everyone, stay with us. We'll be right back with our next presenter.